Welcome back to Main Street Living, ladies. I would imagine the number of beachgoers has gone down a lot since COVID, but that also means maybe shark attacks have been a lot less too, maybe?
That's a great question. And I feel like sharks sometimes are misunderstood. And I think that's why they have the whole Shark Week about them. So, our next guest, I'm really excited about. His name is Dr. Bradley Wetherbee. He's an assistant professor of biological services at the University of Rhode Island. So, welcome to the show. It's so good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. So, you're a real life shark hunter, I hear. Tell us about that, what it means, and what exactly you do.
Well, I research a number of different aspects of shark biology, but one of the main things that I work on is the movement ecology of sharks, which means following where they go. And in order to do that, we use a number of different types of technology, but primarily satellite transmitters, where you tag the shark with a satellite transmitter, and then you can follow them pretty much wherever they go.
So how far are some of these sharks actually traveling? What's the most unique incident you've seen?
We've tracking a number of different species, and all of them, the species that we work with anyway, they go a long ways. I think the record for one of our sharks is something like 27,000 miles.
Wow.
I mean,
that's incredible. Are we talking about migrating into different oceans, or where are they going, from where to where, for example?
It depends on the species, but we've had one that went from Mexico up to Canada, and from Canada way down towards Venezuela, and all over the western North Atlantic into the Gulf of Mexico. Long ways.
Yeah, so you're learning so much about them and their patterns by tracking this, which is incredible. And you hold a shark camp each year too. What does that entail?
Yeah, we weren't able to have our shark camp this year, unfortunately, but the past 2 years we've had a camp where students of color, high school students, come and they spend the week at the university and going out on a boat, learning about sharks and fishing for sharks. A lot of them have never been on boats before. Some of them have never been to the beach before in Rhode Island, which is the ocean state. So it's a different segment of the young population that hasn't had the same type of experiences that a lot of students have had. So that's the goal, is to provide them with an opportunity to do something that they wouldn't get otherwise, and they certainly haven't done yet.
Yeah, I don't know when else you would get the chance to do that. And I think sometimes sharks are misunderstood. A lot of people think sharks are scary and they're definitely going to bite you. And there was that recent shark attack in Maine. I mean, is this type of thing common? Does it happen a lot? How should we feel about sharks?
Well, people have a primordial fear of sharks. It's not a very rational way of looking at things if you just look at the numbers, because the number of people that get attacked by sharks in the whole world in a year might be 10 people in the whole world. In the United States, it's just a few. Certainly, if you know somebody, it gets a lot of news. So when somebody gets attacked by a shark, when someone gets killed by a shark, especially if there's something unusual about it, like the woman in Maine, it gets a lot of publicity. But there are so many other ways that people die in much larger numbers. I heard recently there's more people that get killed by captive tigers in the United States than sharks in the whole world. And I haven't looked that up, but I know there's 13 people that get killed by vending machines in a typical year.
By what machines?
Vending machines.
Vending machines?
I think they're trying to get into them and they tip them over and fall on them or something. I'm not sure. But.
Wow. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. I mean, yeah, so you make a very good point about the sharks, and there's so much more to learn about them. Where can people go? What do you recommend?
Well, there's a lot of information on Shark Week, some of it very sensationalized, but there's some shows that are pretty good. There's a lot of books out there, the internet and websites.
Yeah.
There are National Geographic has their own shark program, I think, that's going on. Or
Yes,
Shark
I've
Fest.
actually heard about that. And we've got information on the bottom of the screen all about Shark Week. So thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here, Doctor.
No problem. Thanks for having me.